So today we are going to start with a minimal script tattoo, and the very first step is to take notes of what the client exactly wants. My client today wants hope to be written in a classic style font along with a book. She's an avid reader and therefore she wants a design of an open book to be a part of her tattoo, along with stars and planets around it. She wants the word hope in the Gothic style. That's her preference. So the very first step is we would research all the designs she wants over the internet. While searching for design references, for today I'm using Pinterest. I find Pinterest is the best option to research and gather designs online. So on the search bar, I have put the keywords book line art tattoos and books vector line art. You would get a wide list of design options as your search results. And it is very difficult to find an exact match to the element that you want. And as you can see here, I have found a simple book that goes as per my client's requirements. So after this, I have to search for a font style. And for this, I would suggest the website thefont.com. On this website, you can find various styles and categories of fonts. For today's tattoo, I am searching for a font called Gothic. And I can find this in the category called Medieval. As per the design, my client's preference, I select this font. Now I start with balancing and editing the design. For this, I can either use an Adobe Photoshop or the Apple iPad. For this minimal design, I suggest to use an iPad, and I'm working on an application called Sketchbook for iPad. First, I bring all my designs that I have researched onto an A4 size page. The very basic step here is to make a composition of the design. This would be based on the size of every element in the tattoo design today. The main subject of my today's design is the font and the book, so creating a balance among these two is my focus for now. So as per my client's requirement, I'm making minor changes to the font. I would be adding gradients to this font while tattooing, so I'm rendering it into an outline format. For designing a minimal tattoo, I would recommend using the Apple iPad because on this, you can work on the design as per your drawing skills. To add the gradients on the font, you can use any software, but as you can see here, I'm doing it manually on my iPad. To define the book, I'm making bold lines on the outer edges of the book so that it looks like a hardcover on a book. And for the pages within, I'm keeping it in a simple line works. while designing, it is necessary to keep a minimal space between the lines. And this also depends on the size of the design. If the design is too small, there are higher chances the line would smudge. So always keep a decent space between these lines. So now while connecting the book and the script, I'm adding a few freehand lines to make the design appear more connected. I'm increasing the flow of these lines here so that there would be a connection between the book and the script. So here we have completed the design, which is a minimal tattoo design. We would be placing this on the back of her arm. I'm working on the script now. I'm minimizing the space between each letters here, by which the script appears more compact and the overall design appears more tight. The reason for these changes is to create a composition in the design, and the reason why we have arranged the design vertically is because on the placement would be on her arms. Hence, I have arranged the design vertically. So once I've completed enhancing the script design, I would merge the layers digitally. I am aligning the center of the design so that it appears balanced. So here we have completed designing the artwork, and the key elements on this was to align the various elements she had selected to balance them into a composition so that all of it appears flowing naturally as a design on her arms. Now I would be sizing the tattoo design as per my client's requirements. For this, I would be dragging my final design onto Photoshop for. This design would be placed on the back of her arm. For a minimal design like this, it is suggested not to select any smaller size than 2.5 inches in length because the lines would eventually blot. The thin lines that are close to each other can smudge over a period of time, so it is better to avoid such a risk. So here I am rendering the tattoo design into a stencil format, and for this I am selecting the photocopy filter from the filter gallery on Adobe Photoshop. This basically gives the outline version on my design. Now I'm getting my design on Adobe Illustrator for multiple sizes. On the basis of her arms, I'm making multiple sizes so that one of these design would be perfect for her. I'm starting with 2.5 inches in length and making it slightly bigger. She can now select the size that she likes. And now to make this design into a stencil. I am printing my tattoo design from the Epson stencil printer. And on this, it is very important to flip the design before printing it. I'm changing the settings on my print to be on a high quality grayscale. I'm changing the settings on my stencil printer to be on a high quality grayscale. So this is the final output. So this is my reference for the tattoo today. I would be starting from the bottom, which would be my script first. Here, this is my 5RL that I would be doing most of my tattoos with today. A 5RL is much more thicker as compared to a 3RL. I would be using my 3RL to do the pages here and the planets, which is very tiny. So to achieve the detailing that I want, I would be using a 3RL. For filling the tattoo, I would be using a 7RL. So now I would be starting with my tattoo, starting from the bottom, working my way all the way to the top. It is very important to start the tattoo from the bottom. This is because to make sure that the stencil remains intact while working. I am applying vitamin A and D on the skin before starting the tattoo. This would help me while wiping the tattoo for excessive ink. I would be starting with the letter E first with the curve here, and as you can see, I'm making sure that my strokes are even on every pull. And as you can see here, I'm using a 5 liner and the stroke length on the machine is much more higher. So while working, I can see my needle penetrating the skin. So as per my design today, I would be doing the outlines first. Always remember to keep your strokes uniform as much as possible. And to keep the uniformity, it is best to keep your hand pressure the same throughout the process. Hand stability may be difficult, but with practice it can become perfect. You can achieve this by practicing drawing lines on a paper.